All right.
Wow, that was really loud.
All right, you ready for your Zach Weiss name drop of the day?
Let's hit it.
Matthew Adams.
That's another Zach Weiss name drop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside joke.
Oh, he's an English teacher here at Point Park. Not important. Anyhow, it's time for buy or sell. So, buy or sell. ESPN firing Hank Williams Jr. over his Hitler comments.
Buy or sell Hank Williams being fired for his remarks from ESPN.
I'm gonna sell. I think everyone gets a second chance in regard to something like that, even though he should be fired probably.
What do you think the Jewish person's gonna say? In the words of Dr. Eisel, I'm going to buy the firing because honestly, we have the First Amendment here, but the First Amendment is really kind of, at the same point, the First Amendment's kind of that paper football that you just flick around. I mean, at this point, it's really invalid here. I mean, what he said was just wrong, and he's clearly, based on the remarks he said afterwards in the press, he's not remorseful.
Look, he might be wrong, but someone, I'm not sure who it is, said, I might disagree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. And I think the First Amendment's important, so I have to sell it. I don't like what he said, but you know what? The United States is built on the Constitution, and I think we have to follow that, no matter what.
No one does anymore, though.
They might not, but Johann Eisel would, and so would I.
Dr. Eisel.
I don't even play by my own rules.
Okay, buy or sell. No punishment for Corey Search's hit to Matt Cook's head.
Sell.
Well, what is buy or sell? What? Because he's not getting suspended.
No punishment for it.
Oh well, buy because he didn't get the punishment.
Well, he should be getting punished rather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What should happen?
He should get penalized, and Shanahan should be doing something.
Yeah, and just to throw that out there.
And he does have a Twitter, by the way, Brandon Shanahan. So
yeah.
If you have problems, address it to his Twitter.
Yeah, I will be tonight actually. You know, and that's simply because it was on Matt Cook, and I don't care what anyone says, that's the reason. Because look at all the suspensions that were dished out by Shanahan during the preseason, and even some during the regular season when it started. That is ridiculous that he is not being suspended for that hit on Matt Cook. It is absolutely atrocious, and it makes a mockery of the league and what he's been making the suspensions for.
Yeah, I'm selling it also. I mean, that's ridiculous that you don't punish someone for a clear hit to the head when Matt Cook didn't move at all, didn't put himself in a dangerous position.
It just shows that they're hypocritical. You know, what goes around comes around. They would if that was Cook, 20 games.
Exactly. There's different rules for different players, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%. If that's Matt Cook, he's out maybe even more than 20.
Pierre-Marc Bouchard of the Wild got suspended for 2 games because of a high stick.
Yep.
But there was no suspension for this. It's ridiculous.
And of course, just following up, this isn't a question, but there was that other, elbow to the head on Chris Kunitz the other night.
Yeah, by Ryan Smith.
Right.
Right. The Penguins have to play by different rules.
Well, then that's what they have to do. Okay. Buy or sell the Edmonton Oilers as the NHL's surprise team this season?
Sell.
I'll sell it.
I'll sell it. They're too young and inexperienced. Okay. Buy or sell Isaac Redman as a starting running back for the Steelers?
One game is too small of a measuring size for me. So at this point, I mean, honestly, I think Dwyer wowed me a little bit more than Redmond did, to be completely honest. But at the same point, that's not his fault. That was because Dwyer had one highlight run. So it's a leaning sell, but more of a we'll see, because it really depends. Because now you've got 3 quality backs with Mendenhall coming back. We'll see what he does. Ugh. Redmond coming back, and we saw what Moldimore's still injured, so we've seen what Jonathan Dwyer can do, so we'll see, but
I'm going to buy that, and I just want to, I want to give a I have to give a shout out to my little brother Christian, because he honestly, before preseason even started, he came up and told me, he said, Isaac Redmond will be the starter by week 5 for the Steelers. And I said, you on opium and everything else, and no, it's not on the wall. And I don't know, but that was impressive. That was an impressive prediction.
It sure was. It's like his foresight or something. Okay, well, Isaac Redmond played well, but again, sample size is too small there. I think Richard Mendenhall, he might have issues with the media, the fumbling, all that kind of stuff, but he he does have a better track record so far in his career. Okay. Buy or sell, the Brewers are celebrating too much.
I would celebrate too if my team won, but not like that. I mean, that's kind of the locker room thing where you do the champagne, celebrate on the field, you know, jump up and down, get excited, do the interviews, go into the locker room, go crazy. Sell.
I don't know what. I apologize for the game rules, but I don't understand the buy or sell part of it, on just this question. But I think
the question is, do you think they celebrate too much or not?
Oh no, I sell. I think they haven't won a playoff series since when?
I don't know when the last time was. It 82?
Right, and they're
won
winning
the World Series.
And they're winning because, other than Braun and Fielder, because of their energy guys like Nigel Morgan. That's gonna dictate how they play baseball and how they celebrate. I mean, baseball needs something exciting like that. They need something to get you over, something to look forward to after you watch every time someone steps out of the batter's box.
Well, it's exciting, but there has to be somewhat of a limit on it. I mean, you can't have Nigel Morgan going off and screaming expletives over and over on live national television. I think they're okay so far, but there's going to be a point where it's just going to get too far out of hand. So
Marcus Gilbert tweets.
Go ahead, read it.
Rose, I'm going to stun a pow. Hashtag pow.
Well, maybe we should have Marcus Gilbert tweets on the show now.
They're nowhere near as funny as Malkin's.
No, if we have another one like that one, we might. Okay, next. Buy or sell more NHL teams in Canada, such as in, like for cities like Quebec, Hamilton, etc.
I'm gonna sell. I know they take credit for the creation of the game, and as they should, but after you asked me this last year, I'd say the opposite. But after seeing what Vancouver did as a city after losing the Stanley Cup, to me, they don't deserve any teams. They call it their game, but then they literally burned down a city almost because of it.
Before I state my opinion, one more late GOAT nomination to Trey Wingo's Twitter feed. Don't call Tony Romo the Romo Coaster, please. Alright, moving back to hockey now, though. I agree with you. I'm going to sell. I mean, you're trying to market the game to America. I know, again, you can't disrespect Canada for making hockey what it is, but at the same point, you're marketing it to America, and as I stated in my open about the NBA, this is America's kind of introduction to hockey as a general country, and if you're going to keep popping teams up in Canada, what kind of impression is that going to give to the average American sportsman? It's not going to be a favorable one.
Well, I think Canada probably has enough teams already as it is. A city like Quebec that once had a team, desperately wants one back, but there's a long process that would have to go along with that. And then you have a city like Hamilton, who I forget what team it was. It might have been Phoenix, who was close to getting, Hamilton was close to getting the Phoenix Coyotes there a couple years back. And Hamilton's like an hour outside of Toronto. And Toronto already has the Maple Leaf situation. The Maple Leafs haven't made the playoffs since the lockout happened a couple years back. So I think Canada already has enough teams. Anyhow, one last buy or sell. Buy or sell, at least one Detroit team wins a championship this sports year.
First, another tweet we discussed about Josh Beckett and the Red Sox. This just in from CBS Sports. Jack McKeon had to give Josh Beckett bathroom passes, lock the clubhouse door to keep him from drinking in between innings.
So my source was correct.
Pretty much. But your question was about Detroit. I don't think the Tigers are going to win the World Series. I'm sorry. Oh no, Marcus Gilbert back at it again. And I don't think the Lions are going to win because the Packers are in their way, so it's a sell for me. But the Tigers are more likely to win out of the two of them.
I'm going to sell.
And I don't think the Red Wings are going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to sell. I think the Tigers being where they are now, I don't think they'll go anywhere. I think the Red Wings will get closer than the Tigers, to be honest.
I think they're a little oldish, but we'll see.
Well, I think the Red Wings probably have the best chance because the Lions have a good offense, but You know, if they have to go on the road because they might not win a division to a cold city like, you know, Green Bay or Chicago, something like that in the playoffs, I don't know how well that offense would respond, especially as young as they are. And then,
although you mentioned you're playing in Green Bay, a colder city, they're going to be playing them around Thanksgiving, so they'll kind of have a little bit of an idea.
Yeah, but you don't want to play in Lambeau in January. That I know. But anyhow, I'm selling it also. The Red Wings will have the best chance. The Tigers are, I don't know if they're going to make it out of the AL, but we'll leave that to be seen. Wow. Okay. Well, anyhow, moving on here. It is time for, more or less, the time of the show when we decide
This game I get.
where something is more or less.
I'm not going to
likely
repeat this tweet.
Yeah. Okay. Enough tweets on the show, Zach.
No.
Okay. Number 1. What is more likely to happen? The Penguins allow another goal to someone who is younger than all three of us, and I'm talking about Ryan Nugent Hopkins, who was born April 12th, 1993, so he is younger than all three of us here on the show. Or Jordan Staal scores multiple hat tricks this season. What's more likely to happen?
More likely for Staal, well, neither I think are going to happen, but I think more Staal is more likely that because there's not that many guys in the league that are younger than us. They're younger, 18. I mean, that's incredible. It's just, if you think like it's insane. So I'm going to go with Staal.
Staal, just because I don't think Nick can score a goal in hockey.
Staal because I don't even know if we play anyone younger than us. We only played Ryan Nugent Hopkins once this year.
Yeah, everyone
else younger?
Everyone else is
How old is Taylor Hall?
Taylor Hall's older. He's older. I think he's not.
I think he's 19. Yeah, everyone else that's as old as they're all in the junior league.
Okay, number 2. The Penguins win one for my birthday on Thursday tomorrow night against the Capitals, or they win one on Saturday against the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, they're gonna win tomorrow for your birthday.
I hope so.
Happy birthday tomorrow.
Well, thank you. Well, again, I'm going to say it's probably more likely they'd win against Buffalo because the Capitals always play well. But
we're trying to be nice, man.
You're trying to be, but you don't need to be nice here because.
Well, I was going to have a whole spiel about how you should always think they're going to win both, but I just said, you know, birthday game. Zach wished you a happy birthday, and then you go all Buffalo on us. Miller time.
I didn't say Miller. I didn't say Buffalo was going to win. Well, they might lose both. How about that, Steven? I don't know.
Oh, we'll fight.
You want to go?
Oh, we'll fight.
We'll drop the mics.
Colson's got the camera, so you might see some bonus agency footage after the show.
Okay, moving on. Next question. The Brewers win the World Series, or Nigel Morgan screams more explicit words on live national television.
The second one by a long shot.
Second one because he's going to do it regardless. If they win or lose, it's going to happen.
Yeah, second
and then
one
he'll charge
is more
them out
probable.
because he thinks he's scruffy because he used to play hockey, and it's a baseball game.
Okay, more likely, Jim Collier uses another Jersey Shore reference, or Al Davis comes back to life.
First one.
How about the third choice? Zach chooses neither. The first one.
I'll tell you what, Al Davis is a pretty scary guy.
You know, he wouldn't even come back to life
for Halloween.
He could come back. The only way he'll come back is if the Raiders win a game.
The only chance he comes back is if John Madden dresses up like him for Halloween.
Okay.
Which I would actually like to see.
Anyhow, alright, and the last question. What's more likely to happen? Troy Polamalu gets an interception this Sunday against Jacksonville, or he pretends to be a wax figure again and scares the crap out of more people. I don't know if you saw the video where he did that, but that was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
he scared a little girl. It was fun.
It sounds like I don't know why, but he still gives me that Michael Jackson persona in public, where he's like, okay.
Right, he's
I saw
real
him in that
soft-spoken,
restaurant,
and you wouldn't think that he'd have been a suspect of doing something like that. But yeah, I think we'll get a pick this week.
I actually think both could happen, but I'll take the first one.
Maybe he acts like a figurine in the locker room.
Maybe he acts like a figurine on defense and he camouflages. Oh wait, his hair. He has his long hair. Forget it.
I'll tell you what, against a rookie quarterback, he has good chances he'll ever have of getting an interception this season.
Unless it's against Carson Palmer, because every time Carson Palmer plays, CBS always like, oh, they used to be roommates back at USC.
And then he gets an interception and runs over him on the goal line.
Exactly.
And then
Kimo von Oelhoffen knocks him down.
And then he retires. Unintentionally, of course. Okay.
Break time. Campus update after this. You're in the Voice Point Park, 670 AM, WPPJ Radio.